Well, Coach, I guess obviously looking at what happened yesterday with Coach Raffo, how difficult of a decision was that?
Yeah, it was an extremely difficult decision. Certainly don't take it lightly and spend a lot of time and thought on it. It just felt like we needed to go in a different direction with the program. Do want to thank Coach Raffo for all he's done for A-State and represented the university and the program in a first-class manner. But just felt like a change was necessary.
What's next for this program? Because there's a lot of needs, including a head coach now.
Yeah, certainly. It's not one singular thing in terms of needs. Obviously, we're going to hire a coach, put a staff together. The roster transfer portal opens up Monday, so we're going to have to manage that the right way. So we want to move quickly, but hire the right person at the same time. And then longer term, we've talked about it some before. We have to figure out, the stadium and the field, starting with the field first. There are some hurdles that we have to cross to get everything rolling on that, but I feel good. I feel confident in terms of the backing from our chancellor and the system office and the trustees that, this is a super competitive conference in terms of the Sun Belt. We're behind and we need to step it up.
When it comes to the coaching search, are there specific qualities that you're looking for? Just what qualities are you looking for in the next coach?
Yeah, so I think, I like to just get a feel for the person and the fit and make sure they're right for A-State and Jonesboro. Obviously, like to have someone who's had some success. I'm not going to pigeonhole it into you have to have head coaching experience. You have to be D1, D2. We'll look at everybody, head coaches, assistant coaches, all levels, and just feel like we get the right person for Arkansas State athletics.
And you touched on, just evaluating the program. Was there a specific reason as to just why now was the right time? Was there someone in mind, or maybe just a specific reason?
And I try not to, make any decision like that or have conversations before, you do make the final determination in terms of a coaching change. I think that needs to happen, and then you can start having those conversations. In terms of the timing, no, it wasn't anything specific that led to yesterday. It was kind of a culmination of a lot of things.
Do you expect to have turf in time for the 25 season?
I hope to, but there's a lot of moving parts with that, as you well know. So we're in the process of figuring that out and working through some red tape and that sort of thing.
What are the estimated costs of that turf?
You're looking at, there's moving parts of that too, but you're looking in the $2 million range.
Do you have a timeline in mind for when you'd like to have a coach hired?
I think a week to 10 days maybe is a bit ambitious, but we're looking at kind of putting together a list of candidates, worked on that a lot today, and then we'll start to have some preliminary conversations, hopefully early next week, and then go from there. But, also you got several teams that are still playing right now, so it's a little bit of tricky navigation, but we do need to move pretty quickly given where we are with transfers and the world we live in college athletics.
What was the initial feedback on the job? Did you get a lot of people reaching out?
Yeah, there's been some really good interest and some quality candidates that we've heard from a kind of a middle person on. But I think the league is a positive. We can look at the league as a negative because it's tough. I think look at it as a positive. You can compete in one of the best baseball leagues in the country. I think our area, there's good baseball around here, is a positive for us. And I think Jonesboro is a draw. It was for me and my family. And I think hopefully that'll be something that gets a lot more interest in the job.
Beyond the turf, what are some other facilities needs you want to address with baseball?
Yeah, I think we've talked a little bit about this as well. It's going to need to be a phased approach for a number of reasons. The season, obviously the funding is going to be part of that equation. But I think really the overall stadium. I know the press box is what you guys would probably reference, and that would be part of it. But I think, some premium offerings, I think in talking to people in our community, I think there would be demand for that. You've seen it even, across the way in Memphis. They have a lot of amenities, and I've been over there to a few games, but I think there would be some demand there in terms of improving our premium offerings. And then some different, what's something unique we can do? It's really everything. The scoreboard, not much has been done in the past decade plus.
And then just looking at other sports, I mean, how much will success in football, basketball, et cetera, how much will that drive the funding for baseball?
I think it all, we'll talk about it tonight, sorry. Success breeds success. Everybody's heard that before. But I think there's a lot of positive energy. Football making a bowl game, men's basketball playing for the conference championship, men's golf winning the Sun Belt, obviously track and field, cross country, winning titles as well. But this was one of our best seasons in terms of athletics. We're 4th in the Bubas Cup, the all-sports standings. But I think we have a lot of people fired up about Arkansas State athletics, and hopefully that'll carry over to all of our sports.
This is a broad question, and obviously baseball is kind of taking priority right now. But aside from that, what are some of the other things maybe on the to-do list for A-State athletics this summer, this off-season?
So fundraising is start with that.
Yeah.
But we have some projects we're working on, and I don't know if they're going to be done this off-season. This football practice field needs to be addressed. We're looking at some things with track. We've talked about putting some lights in there. There are some arena upgrades that we need to look at. Some of the interior space as well there. Jerry, what am I missing? Yeah. There are some smaller things at some of our other sports as well, but I want to address all of it. We're not going to be able to do it all at once, and it takes people that are interested in a specific sport or that's important to them, but a lot of people that we've talked to have interest in helping.
Does it make the coaching search more challenging that there are things that have to be done for budget or facilities? Does that make it more challenging?
I guess you could say that, but this is all a challenge for us to compete for championships, to impact our student athletes and help them launch their careers through athletics. But I think, you're going to have to look at a longer-term contract and things like that, and then you're going to have to use your relationships in college athletics. So I will lean on a lot of those and hopefully get some assurances from my leadership and go from there.